got the juice now, man.
Yeah. They jump on the mic smooth as well. It's a lyrical sound to the geezer.
Hey, welcome to Okay Blue Juice. I hope you guys liked my last video. Got my scoop on, ironically, TikTok, which is part of what I wanted to talk to you about.
Go on.
Today, because TikTok has been bought. I'm not going into details here. I did it on the Frankly K channel, and I linked some links underneath if you wanted to read more about that below over there.
So as I was saying,
I just wanted to talk about like how ridiculous it is that this all started, the whole TikTok shabagle in America, the United States of America. It started because of the simple fact that the government was worried that the Chinese government could get its hands on private American citizens' data. Then they proceed to have one of the big shareholders, 15% shareholder, be an entire government in the Middle East.
So, I'm actually here to yell at you.
Now, I'm personally not one to think that like every government is the American people's enemy. I kind of think the American government is everybody else's enemy, but like including its own people.
I bet if these walls could talk, they would echo with words of negativity and other shameful, no-good deeds that shouldn't exist in...
When you care, you criticize. I just think it's funny that we can consider one government such a big threat and not another.
I just think it's funny. We've been talking for so long, but no one knows I exist.
It's even more ironic that one government didn't own the app. It was owned by just like a regular citizen, and there was a possibility that one of their laws said that the government can take that information. You know, like that's their right as the government or some shit.
Now say cheese.
But the other one is the actual government. The actual government fund. They're the public investment fund of the government of the Emirates. So we have a relationship with them just like we have a relationship with China. We sell China stuff. China clearly sells us stuff. There's a mutual capitalistic beneficial thing, and I'm not sure they would have jeopardized that. Y'all was so worried about government security and private citizen security and data, but then again, you let an entire government buy it. So like what's really good? Like why? Girl, I don't know.
Something's not quite right.
I mean, the people out there in the Middle East, they've been buying up everything. They got the WWE. They got AEW. They're in Netflix. They took boxing. They're out here trying to diversify the portfolio.
Okay, you got all the money in the world. You need everybody else's money?
And I wonder if you guys are in any other country besides the United States, have you seen a lot of buy-ups happening by governments in the Middle East, particularly the Emirates, because, you know, that's the big money. I guess buy TikTok as we know it, you know, because now it's in the hands of Oracle. It's in the hands of a private equity firm, Silver Lake. It's in the hands of the Emirate government.
I can't believe you've done this.
Child, please. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean I think it should go away. I think a lot of people got a lot of good information. There's professionals over there that like to, you know, quell disinformation. There's enthusiasts over there. There's like live shows happening over there all the time that people really like. It was an app that really drew a lot of people for a reason. YouTube is where I like to be. I like YouTube. I like Instagram. I'm a millennial.
she's just a hideous, wrinkled old bag.
I know all kinds of people are on TikTok, but I do feel like that's not really where a millennial heart is. I feel like a millennial heart is really on YouTube. Like that's our shit right there. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, TikTok is their shit.
Huh?
You know, obviously everyone's on everything. I'm just saying like where your core is, where you'll always return, where you feel home as a millennial, it's YouTube. Gen X, Instagram, and YouTube.
What are you talking about?
For real, I don't know about YouTube. I feel like Gen X is kind of hard to pinpoint for real. Honestly, I feel like it's Facebook.
Hell is even that?
And boomers love Facebook as well. That's my social media breakdown for where your heart is, not for the only thing you use. The affinity that you have to these social media apps, or like the attachment we have to these apps, is directly correlated for when you had your young adulthood and when you started to form your independence as a person, that whatever app was real hot when you were doing that, that's where your comfort zone is. Test me on it.
I don't even have social media. I find that very pathetic.
It's a lyrical sound to the geezer.
Black.
I really want to talk about work and how these people are not your friends.
Well, we'll see about that.
They're not your friends. Now, do you make friends at work? Yes, I have made friends at work. Real friends that I actually keep in touch with.
You guys are the only people I can count on. Like, you guys are just my best friends. Guys, I'm just saying right now, we all look so ugly.
I've been fortunate enough to do that. However, usually that friendship is made because the environment itself was not a typical hostile work environment. Hear me out. Y'all know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, I hope you never do. Because having a toxic work environment will drain the life out of you. Because, one, you have to be there. And I feel like in this country, it's socially, like culturally in the United States, we are our jobs. It's tied to you as a person. We don't find it so easy to leave. Because of that, we stay in really abusive situations and we're not quick to call it abuse, and we think we have to like tough it out and stick it out, and it really just runs you down. It runs your health down. It runs your physical, mental, spiritual health all the way down into this like shell of a person just working for a check. Okay. Not to get too depressed. The thing is, sometimes we can find something that we really, really like, and someone in there will literally see the joy in your eyes and want to destroy you over it.
Submit to the power of the Negaforce.
I have had that happen to me probably twice. Oh, 3 times. I will tell a quick anecdote about it. It was a direct superior, and like I say superior because I hate that word, but I don't want to say the title of the person. It was a direct superior, and the fact that I was objectively better at the job than them, but there was 2 reasons why. I didn't think I was just innately better. I was just really excited to be there. It was such an interesting venture. It was novel. No one else in our industry had done it before. We were one of the first locations. Like they were like, I think when I got there, about 5 or 6 locations, and we were the second location. And it was just something I really found myself having a growing passion about, and being able to directly talk to people about things that mattered to me and to obviously the place I was working at was so I still haven't gotten over it. I wish I could find something like that again, but that's the point. There is nothing else like it. It was a program that so, to me, genius, and I wanted to help expand it down to my area. I was actually working in a whole other city. That's how much I liked this program. I was willing to drive an hour away every morning in rush hour traffic just to do this job. And the direct supervisor was I felt like they had potential, but to be honest, they didn't really like putting in the work. They were very distracted about whatever it is they were doing. I think they were trying to move up, and so they were very distracted doing that. So they weren't really doing the work with the team. And so me and the other person on the team, is a very small team now, me and the other person on the team were pretty much carrying the load. And because of that, honestly, I was the higher performer most months. And the thing is, our performance wasn't even that big. And that's another reason why I liked it, because it didn't feel so sales driven. It really felt like you were out there connecting with people. That's what honestly helps with the sales, because you're not pressured. So you're not just shoving it down people's throats. You're really getting meaningful sales. But every time I turned around, this supervisor was nitpicking or saying that we had to rotate and share the sales, which again, fine. But it started to feel unfine when I saw how much they didn't go out and do for themselves. They were really depending on the whole rotation aspect. And so me and the other person worked like a dog. I mean, this person, they would take their business card and literally walk an entire neighborhood just to find people to talk to. Like, this person was energetic, they were outreach, they were passionate, and this was their first job in this industry. So there was a lot of things that I was teaching them, even though they were also my direct superior. Like, I didn't mind that, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I should have minded, because then we got another team member and I had to essentially train them as well, because once again, the supervisor that was basically dimming everyone's light didn't want to put in the time when their supervisor came to visit us. All right, I'm getting too into it. And then I started hearing this supervisor talking to the other supervisor about me behind my back.
I heard that you were talking shit and you didn't think that I would.
I'm trying to be a team player, and they were making it very difficult. So then I got sick and I had to get an acute surgery. I couldn't do the physical labor that it required for a while, but I had only been there about 10 months. So I didn't qualify for long-term leave. I got short-term leave, came back. I was afraid that my stitches were busting open. They started leaking and everything. I never told anybody that, but my stitches started leaking and stuff. And I was like, I can't keep doing this right now. I just need some time. And that's what I came to them with, that maybe I could take a different position and come back, because I really liked the position. They said they had to talk about it with their supervisor. That talk turned into my supervisor basically talking me into quitting. I know that sounds ridiculous. I understood that I was leaving and coming back. When I tried to come back, whatever, people will literally see you loving what you're doing and for some reason be very mad about it, especially if you're also good at that thing. And I think I was moderate. I'm not claiming to be like a rock star, but I am someone who tries really hard when they're passionate about it. And that's why I'm telling you, like, you have to be careful about people at work, because somebody's always, for some reason, like, just insecure and possibly just a hater. You don't have to be insecure to be a hater. You can just literally see someone and be like, something about them gets on my nerves. And maybe that was me for this superior, and so this supervisor. I don't want to keep saying superior. This happens all the time, and I just wanted people to know, like, you are not alone when this happens. So Godspeed. And if you feel like you want to stick it out because, like me, you really like the job, like I stuck it out, and I would have kept sticking it out again had it not been for health things. But opportunities come in different ways. I think don't ever be afraid to speak up. I think the person after me, from what I heard, right, from friendly work gossip, from what I heard, the person that came on board after me got into a blow up with this supervisor because of how they act. They reported this supervisor to HR. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, you know how what did Mace say about the internet?
You can never expect to get sympathy from the internet. The internet is just not the place to get sympathy from.
The internet is not where you go for sympathy. I'm going to tell you this just like that. Just like what Mace said, but replace internet with HR. HR is not where you go for sympathy. Did that person that went to HR do anything wrong? Absolutely not. But it's just the way the way work games are played. HR is not where you go for sympathy, and it's not where you go for friendship. They're not your friend. Report your stuff and be fully aware that HR is just another person on that team, and their best interest is the company. What will the company get in trouble for? That is why they take things seriously, because the company could get in trouble. They don't care about y'all. Maybe the person who works there, maybe you find some individuals that actually care about people and stuff. There's a whole HR thing about it, but in general, their role is to protect the company and the humans in there and how they relate to the company. I'll give you a prime example. Another job I had where I heard my direct supervisor, once again, gossiping about me in the work office to HR.
I ain't the one, girl, you better tell her. Ooh, I can't believe she tried me. What you tell her, girl?
And it was because I didn't return a phone call, because I was coming in that night. I'm just saying, managers shouldn't be gossiping to HR if it's not a formal complaint about work-related issues, you shouldn't be gossiping personally about your direct subordinates to HR, and HR shouldn't be sitting there keying with you about it. I know I'm not the first person for that to happen to, and you probably don't even know that it's happened to you, but it could. It could happen to anybody, for real. I kind of wanted to see people's work drama right now. I don't know, there's something cathartic about it. Like, let it out. Let it out. I'm here to listen.
You got the juice now, man.
Yeah. They jump on the mic smooth as well.
I wanted to end this by going on Reddit and looking up workplace drama. Ask Reddit thread said, what is your current workplace drama? The new hire that was a D1 athlete, top level U.S. college sports. Oh, they're explaining for people who don't know what a D1 athlete is. Came to work late 3 times in 2 weeks because he didn't have a car, yelled at the owner when he questioned him, tore off his clothes and quit on the spot. The strangest part, he was so good at his job and the owner wasn't even mad at him. The owner asked him how he could help get to work on time since he was a salesman and made more sales in the first 2 weeks than some salesmen did in their first 3 months. What the hell? That man didn't want that job. That's not even drama. That's just a crazy person. He just didn't want to work there. Oh, you know, the workplace romance. One of the servers is dating a line cook. 1 minute they're in love, the next they're fighting. I've told them to keep the drama non-existent at work, but they're 2 immature 24-year-olds that think they know better. At this rate, I'm just ready to change them to opposite shifts. Period. Like, you need to change them to opposite shifts, because if they can't, like, keep their love life, you know, from causing conflicts at work and making everyone else uncomfortable. Everyone else didn't ask y'all to date. Unless they did. It's just their fault too. But the customer sure didn't, and they don't want to see that. Especially in the kitchen? Come on, man. Well, how do y'all feel about workplace dating? I personally think it's a terrible idea. Alright, here's a long one. Late November, my boss announced that we wouldn't get Christmas gifts because we'd have a Christmas party in the restaurant instead. Location TBD, date TBD. I was kind of surprised because even when I was working a customer service job at a wage close to minimum wage, location, date, and time of the office Christmas party were given months in advance. I graduated and was hired during the pandemic, so this is my first experience of office Christmas party in corporate setting. Last week, the company sent us a form to figure out which dates would be best to host a Christmas party. My boss and his boss got pissed when they realized that for most dates, a max of 50% of us can come because we planned other stuff for the holidays. They're complaining about our lack of team spirit and cooperation. I'm all for, you know, office gatherings, team gatherings, or whatever. They're fine within a context, and as long as they are 100% optional. Because not everybody wants to hang out. It depends on the team. It honestly depends on the team. I've had one job where I would actually hang out with everyone on the team, and I did. We had like some lunches we had like a baby shower, and then we had like a little lunch and stuff. We did. I always hung out with somebody separately as well. That was one place, and I would do that with them again. If we had like a meetup, people were like, "Oh, old team reunion," I would go to that because I liked them and we liked each other as a team. But also, our manager wasn't there. Now, the lady that we considered our real manager, she was there, but the actual manager wasn't there. There's that. There's one. And I know in a lot of cultures, team, you know, dinners like this are like mandatory. Like, you can be like ostracized at work over it. And I think America slightly has that as a culture, but it's a little more so. Even if like management and stuff is upset about it, they can't really do anything to you about it. They can just kind of like ice you at work and stuff. And then because of the way we treat work as our whole lives, because we spent so much time there, it can get very toxic very fast. But that's my problem. I don't think that they should be mandatory ever. Like, whoever wants to come can come. Whoever wants to make it will make it. Have the team parties. But why are you having team parties if it's such a hostile thing to not be there? That's not That's not making for now. Everyone's just afraid, and they're coming because they're afraid of like retribution, or they're coming because they're afraid that they'll get like punished or something, like, you know. So I'm just like, keep it cute, don't do too much. You just don't ask people at the beginning of December to have free time for a party they never knew was coming. Personally, I know my December schedule since September. Given that I work full-time, study part-time at uni, end of semester papers and finals, have they said uni, so that leads me to believe that this might be somewhere in Europe. Because we just say college, or people just say school. In the United States of America, if someone's talking about higher education, university, you either say university, like the whole thing, you say college. Most people say college. We use college and university interchangeably. And some people just be like school. Like, you just say, I'm in school. Have 3 different groups of friends. Oh my goodness, aren't you popular? My own family and my boyfriend's family. My colleagues have more or less similar circumstances, and it's not unknown to my boss or his boss. They're scrambling, and we're kind of annoyed at their huffing and puffing. I would be too. Last meeting we had, where we basically discussed ongoing and future projects, was about reminding us of our corporate values and culture. Lord. I hate corporate culture. With strong mentions of how we need to work on team spirit. Some of my coworkers could barely contain the eye rolls. Again, for real, team spirit is more than just forcing people to come to parties and do dinners. Team spirit is like the team actually respecting each other, including managers respecting each other. Also, managers knowing when to gracefully bow out of the extracurriculars. Like, you show up, you're like, woo! Maybe you buy the first round of drinks, and then you take the fuck off. Because they can't let loose with you. They're your management. Personally, I'd rather just receive a gift by mail like last year, instead of being made to go to another Christmas party. We do the job well, the customers are happy, we have an over 90% satisfaction rate. That's a good thing. That means at least they can get the job done. So what more do you want? Why get all upset about a last minute Christmas party no one wants to go to? I hope they just cancel it. Period. Honestly, no notes. I agree. I wouldn't want to go to that either. If y'all gonna act like that when we get there, what are you gonna be mad about next? That we're not drinking, that we're not eating, what we wore. Like, you know, I don't know. You're already complaining and the party isn't even here. And then on top of that, yeah, it's December. It's the holidays. People literally have other things to do, and then you told them last minute. Some people might not even have family wherever they're working at. You know, they gotta like leave town. You want me to wait to do this shit with people that I have to see every day anyway? No, thank you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me read one more. Let's call this girl Kim. Kim works at the front desk as a receptionist, but for 2 months, my boss has been calling her into his office for longer talks, or he takes her after work for coffee. Bear in mind, my boss is married. Last week Friday, the boss's wife calls the front desk and she asks to speak to Kim. She told her so much shit over the phone. She saw all the messages. She was swearing her so much. Yesterday, the boss's wife came to Kim and she gave her one hard smack in her face. Turns out Kim is 1 month pregnant with the boss's baby. Y'all really out. This was 3 years ago. So that baby 3 years old now. Have y'all ever been in a situation like that where you seen somebody cheating and it was your boss? I have. And it was real wild. Like, anyway, that boss was a skis. So that was a particularly dramatic job. I mean, there was drama with literally every person in there, including me. Whatever, I was in my 20s. If you can't be dramatic in your 20s, then you're going to be one of those old people that's out of control. I firmly believe that. Fight me back.
You got the juice now, man.
Yeah. They jump on the mic smooth as well. It's the lyrical sounds of the geezer.